What is going on, you guys? Connor Chapman back with another video today. Gonna be on our walk. I'm in a great mood today, honestly. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Brianna got home from work early and it was a nice little surprise when I got off my call. But yeah, it's Friday today, you guys. And today I'm actually gonna be doing a really informational video for you, talking about my 5 steps of how I would quit a corporate job. And now, reasons I think I'm kind of qualified to talk about this is because I did indeed quit my corporate job and left to pursue entrepreneurship full time. We're just taking a little break here actually while Winston gets his morning bowel movements out of the way, which is a perfect time to talk about the sponsor for this video, which is, no, I'm just kidding. I would consider myself qualified to talk about this because I did quit my corporate job and now I'm, considering me doing entrepreneurship full time, own 2 of my small businesses. DIY hand warmer, look at that, show it. DIY hand warmer, perfect, amazing. So basically, when it comes to quitting your corporate job, take it from me, right? Like, I was extremely nervous and I was extremely scared, and I was the kind of person who was willing to take risks. So I know that a lot of you out there probably are in similar positions. Now, I wish someone would have told me these 5 steps ahead of time because, quite honestly, I didn't even have a plan and I didn't have any of these 5 steps when I was actually, before I was thinking about quitting my job. I just kind of went full force into it. And for those of you who know my story, you know that that's what I did. But these steps should help you guys out in terms of what to do, because I get asked that question a lot, like, how do you quit your job? I'm stuck in a job I hate. And here are the 5 steps. Number 1, first step, and this is the most important step out of all of them, that's why I'm putting it in the beginning, is you need to find your reason why you're quitting. Why are you quitting your job? Is it because you want to make more money? Is it because you don't like the environment that you're in? Is it because you feel like you're destined for something greater, right? Whatever it may be. All of those things are totally valid reasons why you'd want to quit your job, but it shouldn't be, oh, because I want to go, buy like a Lamborghini, or it's because I want to be like this person, right? The reason you quit a job, in my opinion, should not be about why you want to be like someone else or why you should own these like material things. Now, if that's your motivation, I think that's great. Like, you definitely have that inspiration, right? And let's be honest, as an entrepreneur, you need to make money, right? A huge sign of that wealth, or a huge indicator of that wealth, is going to be a Lamborghini. Now, obviously, everyone who owns a Lamborghini, see if it's a Lamborghini. That would be cool if that was a Lamborghini. But obviously, not everyone that owns a Lamborghini is going to be wealthy. It's just, sometimes an indicator of someone who has a lot of wealth, right? You need to find the reason why you actually want to quit that job. I'll tell you my reason. For me, it was because I was in a job that I did not find fulfilling anymore. It came down to the fact that I only had so much time on this earth, and I wanted to spend every hour doing something that was going to put back into my life. And me wasting away hours and hours and hours a day at this job, right? 40 hours a week, sometimes even 50 hours a week, for a job in a company that I wasn't getting fulfillment out of. At the end of the day, I was trading my hours for a paycheck, and I didn't like that. And that's why I pursued entrepreneurship. Now, the second step in the process is going to be to actually come up with a game plan. And what I mean by that is you need to be setting out a budget for how much money you're going to need to make in order to not have that same income for, I would say, at least 6 months, okay? Now, when I quit my job, I didn't have a budget at all. And so I had a budget, but it wasn't anything planned. Now, I would just estimate your expenses and give yourselves about 6 months. Want to make sure you have at least 6 months of worth of money, so that way you can use that in your whatever particular venue you're going on. If it's drop shipping, that's great. That's what I did. If you're doing, YouTube, awesome. If you're doing Amazon FBA, right? Whatever it is, affiliate marketing, tons of stuff to do. Real estate, right? Could be anything. I would just give yourself at least a 6th month buffer for all your expenses. Now, the third step in the process, and this is very important, is before you quit your job, you want to make sure that you have a solid plan in terms of not just your budget, but a plan in terms of what you want to do. So you should know, and you should have at least experimented for more than just a month or more than a week, because it's easy to, have your interest to go up and down regarding topic or like drop shipping or whatever it is. Make sure you've tried it for at least 1 month, because if you've tried something for at least a month and you've put in significant effort on it, then after that month you want to go all in. I think that that's amazing. And honestly, for people who are like my age, right, like 26 or younger, or even older, it doesn't really matter what age you are, like, everyone is going to get to a point in their life, or if you have entrepreneurship tendencies, you're going to get to a point in your life where you're sick of what you're doing and you don't want to be stuck in the 9-to-5 grind. I guarantee you almost everyone out there has had that same thought, right? Like, why am I doing this? Or if you haven't had that thought now, maybe you'll have it in a day, a month, a year. Sorry guys, it's really cold honestly, my hands are freezing, but I'm not complaining because 75 hard, right? changing up my mindset. So like I said, the third step, you need to actually try out what you're doing. So for me, what I did was I tried out drop shipping on my own. Wasn't necessarily successful. You know, I chose to go down the mentorship route, which is awesome. Not saying you guys need to do that, but if you are gonna go all in like I did, I needed to take that risk and I needed to really put the pressure on myself. And that's why I think I was successful so fast. And I made it within that 6-month buffer. So I was actually able to replace my income and increase it compared to what it was when I was working at a 9-to-5 job. Whew. Man, this walk in this 75 hard challenge, it's got me out of breath, you guys. So I apologize if the audio sounds like I'm breathing hard, because honestly, I'm breathing hard right now. Fourth step is actually executing and like putting all the distractions aside from what you're doing. So, and this is gonna lead into the fifth step, which fifth step's really important too. Fourth step is to put away all distractions. So for me, I had to cut out video games and I cut out working out actually when I first started, because now I'm not saying that's a good decision that everyone should make, but for me, I noticed, okay, I get home from work, right? What am I spending my time on? Well, I was working out for like 2 hours a day and I was playing video games for another hour or two, right? Every single day. And it was more of an escape from reality thing. I didn't realize that until someone told me, like somebody like put it in perspective, like why you do these certain things. This is like you escaping from reality, right? So for me, when I was playing video games, all these cars are driving by. They don't know I'm recording a video for YouTube, you guys. Come on, stop. So with the fourth step being avoiding distractions, like just audit your time really quick and just make sure what you're doing is like everything you're doing is related to your goal of quitting your job and focusing on that one task that you want, right? You don't need to focus on really anything else. So I personally would just cut out the video games, cut out anything else that you're doing, because that's gonna allow you to be way more focused on what you actually want to accomplish rather than spending your time wasting on escaping from reality. All right, the final point, you guys. Now the final point here is really important. And that final point is to not listen to the people who aren't doing what you want to do. Now, what I mean by that is if you're in a 9-to-5 job or you're doing something, say working corporate desk job, making 50K a year, right? Why would you listen to other people that are making that same amount of money or a little bit more if what you want to do is become a millionaire and you want to be an entrepreneur? Why does it wouldn't make any sense for me to listen to that person because they're not doing what I want to do. Now, you need to be careful with this, because I'm not saying don't listen to your parents, don't listen to your friends, family, right? All I'm saying is, look, if they're not doing what you want to do and they're not in a position where like you can see yourself in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, don't listen to them. You need to go network and you need to go find people that are doing what you want to do and actually make a commitment to talking to them about how they did it. The fifth point is basically not to listen to what anybody else is saying unless they're doing what you want to do. Now look at me, you guys. You see all of this land out here? I bought all this because of dropshipping. No, I'm totally kidding. This is just a random development. I didn't buy any of it. Brandon made me tell that joke. But anyways, what I was saying is, here, come walk with me. We'll walk as we go backwards. Yeah, so basically I'm gonna try and not trip this whole time, but I wanna make the last point of this video so you guys understand it, and that way I'm a little out of breath too, because I'm a little out of breath as well. And that is literally put on your headphones, only listen to the people, the entrepreneurs that are doing what you wanna do. And that's something that I didn't do early on enough. So I was listening to maybe like just Gary Vee, and then I was also listening to a lot of people at work, a lot of my friends, family, you know, taking advice from them. But in reality, what I was going for did not align with what they were necessarily doing at the time. I'm not saying you can't get good advice from those people, but if you really want to be successful, you need to actually stop paying attention to the people that aren't doing what you want to do. Why would I pay attention to someone making $40,000, $50,000 a year when I want to make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year doing social media, doing drop shipping, right? So what I did personally was, when I was like, oh, I'm gonna do drop shipping, what I went out and did is message all the drop shippers in my industry. I started a YouTube channel just so I could network with other drop shippers. The sole goal of this YouTube channel was not for me to make a ton of ad revenue. I've only made like $1,500 on this channel, by the way, so I put in way more than that. But the sole goal was to network with other people and get myself out there, right? Like I want to build a personal brand so I can connect with not only new drop shippers, but people out there that have done way more money than me, millions of dollars, right? Like for example, look at people like Brandon, look at people like Noah Brewer. They've done so much money. Ivy Zoo, Ricky Hayes, all these people I've been able to have a connection with because they do drop shipping as well. And that's what I think is so cool about that's what I think is so cool about really like when you put yourself out there and start talking to those people, is like you'll get motivation from them. So in terms of like to summarize what you guys need to focus on, make sure avoiding distractions, make sure that you always have a plan and a budget, make sure that you're always staying on task with what you want to do in your business, and just don't listen to what anybody else says, you guys. Focus on what you're doing, and that's ultimately what's going to matter the most. Like, you know, for example, if I'm just like hanging out over here, I got some echoes, like I'm gonna hop this thing, right? Like, look, corporate me would never do that. But since I'm an entrepreneur, I see an obstacle here. Like, what would most people do in this situation, right? There's a curb here. They'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go walk over here. No, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm jumping up. Let's go. Keep your mind right. Peace.